Hi everybody, it's Donna again, and today I come back to you with my September wrap-up. I don't know about you, but I am so ready for October. I even have my Halloween pants on, and it's not even the first yet. And I do not feel bad about that at all. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in October for me that I'm really psyched about. Like, first of all, the Spookie Shelfie Bookathon. I'm gonna love doing that one because I'm not really wanting spooky books. But I have a big pile over there ready to be read. And I think I might add more to it if I need to. But this month was a pretty good reading month for me. It wasn't like one of the best ones. Like last month was really great. But this month I did get a lot done. I got 5 audiobooks read and 5 regular books, I believe. I think that's right. So that's 10 books in total. That's not bad. It's pretty good for a month. So I'm going to go ahead and start out with the regular books. I do have this pile that is not organized at all. They're just kind of set together. So I'll just give you a couple of details about each book, and if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to comment below, and I'll be happy to answer any for you. Also, my Goodreads page is linked below, and that will tell you what I have read for the year, what I thought about them, a brief description of why I liked it or why I didn't. So if you have any questions about any of the books I've read, just check that out, and I hope you enjoy it. But we'll get right into it with Teardrop by Lauren Kate. And guys, yeah, there's a dog at my feet, and it's very uncomfortable right now. So if you see me squirming, that's why. But this book was really good. It's about this girl named Eureka who is taught while she's growing up never to cry. She's never allowed to cry. She doesn't understand why, but as she gets older, she understands that if she cries, it'll flood the earth and bring Atlantis back. And nobody wants Atlantis to come back because it was awful when Atlantis was here for the humans and everybody. So it's about her. But I did enjoy this. I think I got it done in like 2 days or so. It's like over 400 pages. I did enjoy it. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The next one I have is Wildfire, and I did like this one as well. I think I got this gave this one a 4 out of 5. I think most of the books I read this month, except for one, I gave a 4 out of 5 too. But this one is about Ashlyn and her sister Eve. Her sister Eve kills somebody and then disappears one day, and Ashlyn is kind of stuck in the middle of everything, the drama and everything. So she decides to go to a boarding school. Well, when she goes to the boarding school, she finds out that a lot of the kids there have been pulled there as well, mostly because they are like mythological creatures, and they have to live their lives and try to defeat all the bad things that are going on. There's a lot more that goes on in this book, but there's so much detail in this, I don't think we would be sitting here for a couple days kind of describing it to you. But she does have this power, and she doesn't know what it is to the end, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because it is a great part of this book. So if you want to find out what it is, you got to read this book. This book is by Karsten Knight. Sorry guys, I'm still a little sick, so if you hear me sniffling, that's why. There's a cat here too. The next book that I read is actually my favorite book for the month, and that is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Oh, that's upside down. But I'm not going to go into much detail about this because, as you can see, it's huge, and it's the 4th book in the series. All I have to say is there's so much more detail in this book than they put in the movies. I am I'm really enjoying this series. I'm surprised I didn't pick it up before now, but I cannot wait for the next book. I'm actually listening to it as an audiobook now, but I can't really put it on this list because I won't finish it till next month because it is 27 hours long. Yeah. So the next one I'm actually reading now, it's the one with the 20 pages that I have to finish tonight or tomorrow, which definitely going to be able to do that. Which is The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. This is about Shahrazad, which is this girl who's marrying the king. The only problem is every time the king marries, the bride doesn't make it till morning. She dies. And Shahrazad is the only one who is able to survive. She is also there to kill him, to get revenge for her best friend, but she ends up falling in love with him. So I've heard that they compare this to Arabian Nights, which I have never seen or heard. So I guess I'm gonna have to pick that up to kind of you know compare the two. But I can't wait for the next book, which I have on the other bookshelf over there. But I cannot wait to start reading that. And the last book that I have, which is my least favorite of these, is Passenger. I thought I was really going to like this because there's a huge amount of good reviews for this by Alexander Bracken. But I didn't really like this as much. I think I gave this 3 or 4 out of 5 stars. But this is about Edda, and she's a violinist, and one day she is pulled into a loophole that puts her into the 1800s, and she has to do this task for this guy in order to keep her mother safe. What she doesn't know is her mother was actually a loop jumper herself, and she never told Edda that that is what she would have to do when she got older. But her mother hid this important object, and Edda has to find it. But yeah, the only problems I had with this book can be very boring at times, and also I thought the romance moved way too quick, way too quick. Her and Nicholas were way too fast. But other than that, it was pretty good. So let's get into my audiobooks for the month. Let's see. So the first one that I read this month, or listened to, could be considered read, whatever you think, is actually the third book in the Kane Chronicles, which is A Serpent's Shadow by Rick Riordan. This is about a brother and a sister who are mythological creatures, and they go through all these trials. They go through all these like adventures, and it's funny because they're kind of like fighting in the book. It was really entertaining to listen to. I think this was my favorite book of the 3 that I've listened to. But my next book is Private by James Patterson, and I did not like this book. I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars. Sorry, I was listening for the puppy. She might be awake. But I'm not going to go into much detail about that because why would I go into a book detail that I don't like? If you want any details, just comment below, and I'll be happy to help you out with that, but I did not like it. The next one that I listened to was called The Shark by Mary Burton, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5. I didn't really like this. This one is about a detective named Riley who, when she was younger, she has 7 days of her life that are missing. And now that she's older and she's adopting this child named Hannah, she's trying to figure out why all these girls are gone missing or are turning up dead. One detail of this is the only detail I'm going to give you besides that, is that these people are playing poker, but instead of playing poker with chips, they play with the girls' lives. If you want any more detail, you're going to have to listen to it yourself. So the next one that I listened to was called Openly Straight by Bill Kogensberg. Me and names. I give this one a 4 out of 5. This is about this boy who is openly gay to his family, his friends, anybody who knows him. And he decides to go to this boarding school. And at this boarding school, he decides that he doesn't want to be openly gay. He wants to be straight. So everybody thinks that he's straight. And he gets into this like relationship with this boy, and he's falling in love with this boy. But this boy thinks that he's straight. So yeah, it's about how he copes with that. And him coming to terms that he is gay. Sorry guys, my lips are itching. But yeah, that was a pretty good one. It gave me a lot of detail and things to think about. I would highly recommend you listening to that one. Now, the next one is my favorite audiobook of this month, and that is My Life as a White Trash Zombie by Diana Rolland. I loved this book. I am not one to watch zombie movies. Like, I think I've seen 2, and I have never read a zombie book. But this book blew me away. The narration was great. The plot was amazing. It's about this girl who wakes up in the hospital and she knows nothing about what happened the night before. She is asking all these people what happened, and the only things that she gets from it is this note on her side table that tells her she has a job tomorrow. She will be a coroner, and she will show up for that job. And these bottles will get her through the next couple of days. Well, she goes to the job, and the first body that she sees, she starts craving its brain. So it's her trying to deduce what she is and what she wants that to be in her life. Um, there are a couple of other key points in this, like her father's a drunk, her mother was mentally ill before she died, and she's a pill popper. But when she becomes a zombie, none of that stuff affects her anymore. So after she becomes a zombie, her life kind of turns upside down. And she goes on a great path. But there's so much more that goes on in this book. I just don't want to spoil a lot for you. But if you have a chance to listen to it or even buy it, do it. Because that is such a good book. I gave it a 5 out of 5. I think that is all for this month. There is one book that I didn't get to on my TBR list, and I think you saw this last video. It's 13 to Life by Shannon Delaney. I probably won't get to this until next year now, because my TBR lists are already planned to the end of the year. Doesn't mean that I won't switch it out for one of the other books, because that has happened, where I don't want to read one, I want to read something different, so I just switch it out. But yeah, that's it for tonight. If you have any questions, like I said, just comment below. I'll be happy to help you with any information that I might have that you want some information about. But yeah, it is nighttime. It is time for me to go to bed. So I will see you guys next week. Bye!